Southside, how you doing? Eastside, how you doing? Westside, how you doing? Northside, how you doing? Southside, how you doing? Eastside, how you doing? Westside, how you doing? Northside, how you doing?
Another question about the bar. Is there a different one for each state?
So yeah, there's a different bar for each state. And then what happens is, so if you pass a bar from one state, after you practice in that state for so long, it's something that they have called reciprocity, where you can then practice in another state and not have to take the bar. But I know people who were studying for bars for different states, like New York, or California, which are, have the reputation for being more difficult. I think Illinois is a difficult one as well. But and I will say, I mentioned the Barbary course and those courses that prepare you. I think a lot of students, I was blessed and fortunate, but a lot of, some students didn't necessarily, at different schools, I recognize, didn't have the ability to pay for those courses. So that can set you back, because I don't know that I would have passed had I not had if I just studied myself or did it on the web or something and had, we had in-person, instruction and things like that. So
Okay.
It wasn't in person. It was videotaped. It wasn't all in person. I think some of it was in person, if I'm remembering correctly. But you can do it where it's all kind of a program over the web, and it's a third, 60% cheaper than that one was. But and depending on the student, I suppose that could work too. But I think that there's something to the fact that I think that class was like, at that time, was like $7,000.
Wow.
Something like that. Once you got done paying for it, so. Yeah.
How many times did you have to take the bar?
Man, I was lucky. I studied. Barack Obama was in office. I studied like crazy. I sat next to someone that was really smart, and I ended up passing my first time. And I got lucky, man. But I did nothing that summer, but do that. You know what I mean? It was like when I'm thinking about The Last Dance, when Jordan came back and Jordan said, they lose to the Magic. Something like that, but he didn't take any breaks. He just went that summer and just practiced and just kept practicing, right? So it was kind of one of those things, like my little Jordan moment of just like, I'm gonna stay and just focus on this, and this is all I'm gonna be focused on, and I'm gonna hit this goal, and I ended up passing. But part of it is because I was in a more rural place where it wasn't a lot to do over the summer in Central Illinois. If I was in a city, it'd be more things to lure me out and more distractions. And I took the class, and just the combination of when I came out in 2009, during that time, the economy was really bad. So all of us, were really, really focusing, like, wait a minute, in order to get an opportunity and get a job, get your first job is always the big thing. So I was fortunate enough to pass on the first time, and most of us did. So.
We hustle sun up until sundown, just to keep businesses in our part of town. That's black gold, black gold, black gold, black gold. It's community wealth where we support ourselves. Recycle the money before you spend somewhere else. That's black gold.